Hey there. Today I want to talk about the inner game of childbirth. And yes, I'm borrowing from one of the most well-known pioneers in the coaching industry who was talking about um, the inner game of tennis. So he was a tennis coach and came to be one of the pioneer of the coaching industry where we coach clients around career, relationships, ADHD, and challenges in other areas of life. And what he told us is that the opponent in one's head is always bigger and more scary than the opponent in the other side of the net. And this is coming from tennis. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm going to ask my community of birth workers to play with this for a while and brainstorm with each other and with themselves. Why is it that we're not addressing the opponents in one's head and rather address all the time the opponents in the other side of the net? So let's take this metaphor to our field. Who are the opponents in the other side of the net? It can be the risks of medical intervention. It can be the risks of taking an epidural. It can be the relationship with maternal care staff in hospitals. And it can be the disability to self-advocate. It can be diagnostic tools. Diagnostic tools can definitely be the opponent in the other side of the net. But what about the opponent in one's head? And what I think we've been doing is addressing those that are at the other side of the net rather than the ones that are in the head. So this is what we do here at Birth Coach Method. All of our strategies and engaging exercises, all of them are going to help you as a birth worker to address the opponent in one's head. And you can't even start to understand what's in your client's head unless you start asking them very good leading coaching questions. And then when you do discover what is the belief, what is the limiting belief, the success blocker that might actually interfere with the ability of your client to achieve their desired experiences, whether in their upcoming birth or during the postpartum, when you get to understand and define what are those opponents in their head, you want to have some good coaching exercises to help them move forward past beyond those opponents, overcome those opponents, quiet them down so that they are really ready to move forward toward their desired experiences, right? So those inner opponents can be their troubled past, things that happened to them in the past. They can be relating to birth mythology, things that they heard all their lives about birth and conclusions that they achieved from being exposed to television, to TV sitcoms, and a lot of mythology and beliefs that are sitting in our head that has nothing to do with the reality of birth, and definitely will block their success in achieving their desired experiences. And so one thing is to come up with those strong, result-oriented, powerful questions to reveal and understand who are the opponents in your birth or postpartum clients' heads, and then have the models, the structures, the exercises to help them quiet down those opponents and move confidently toward their desired experiences and shape the experiences that they want to have. So instead of them spending so much time fighting the opponents in their head internally, We're going to help those surface. We're going to address them. We're going to engage them in beautiful coaching exercises to help them move towards spending most of their inner conversations in moving forward to achieving their desired experiences. So this is one of the reasons that I've come to understand that the pathway to helping clients undergoing their childbearing process, which, as we know, is intense and scary and challenging, the best way to help them and lead them toward their desired experiences is by really doing the inner work, right? The inner game of childbirth and addressing that, and from that moving forward, instead of coming from the outside talking about all the opponents at the other side of the net that are actually external and they don't sit within them. And sometimes we even refer to them when they're not relevant to their lives. And instead of just really giving them a lot of information about how to win over those opponents that we think are at the other side of the net, really listen to them, help them understand what's in their way internally in their head, and move past that toward their desired experiences, whether prenatally or in postpartum. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Try to think about experiences, conversations you had with clients that actually, if you had the coaching exercises and the coaching strategies to help resolve those inner opponents, your clients would be in a much better place. Or try to think about what could be some of the opponents in your client's head that you have missed in your work with your clients when you were talking about what's in the other side of the net that is so resolvable and becomes so much smaller, and we can win over this when the head is in the right place. Okay, bye for now. I leave you with that. If you have some ideas in the comments about things that you recognize right now through this conversation that you could have resolved, that you wish you would have the exercises and the strategies to resolve those, then you and your clients would have been in a much better place in your joint journey when you support them prenatally or in postpartum. Okay? I would love to see your feedback and your suggestions. Bye for now.